Hello everyone. Let's start with a short story of a toy named Oscar, which actually is a lost toy found in Kirwan'ın Castle Hotel. So far, it's an ordinary story that any hotel employee faces with very often, but these hotel employees had done something different after finding this little toy. Instead of putting it into lost and found box, they started a social media campaign in order to find its owner. They took pictures of Oscar and uploaded them on Facebook every day. They pictured him having fun of the luxury at the hotel, while actually he was waiting to be reached, found by his owner. Unfortunately, he never reunited with his owner, but the employee found him a new and warm home. They didn't neglect to picture every minute of Oscar that would go viral. This is an amazing and creative way of being told, not only by your patrons, but also your prospects, employees, and many other people. Apart from finding a chance to stay at that hotel, this is also for delivering positive messages about the brand to create more positive evaluations, attitudes, and this is also about seeing or recognizing the opportunities just in time. Your employees got a very good opportunity. Well, today we will talk about other piece of marketing mix elements, promotion. But as you will perfectly remember from last year's marketing course, it is important to turn promotional activities into integrated marketing communication, which means delivering the same consistent message at the end of the day. So, it is important for a company to know its services and customers for a good marketing communication strategy. And Beers and Lovelock put forward a framework for a better implementing of integrated marketing communication. Let's say IMC, and it's five. You see, it's their 5W model. You can think this model as a checklist or five stages while firms are planning effective marketing communication strategies. It starts with asking who is our target audience. At this stage, firms have to define their target market to whom they will focus their limited resources. At the second stage, firms should ask what do we need to communicate and achieve. Firms should set their communication objectives at this stage. And at the third stage, firms make decisions about the messages they wanted to deliver by asking. And asking how should we communicate this? Should we communicate our messages? At the fourth stage, media decisions are made. As there are plenty of channels to focus, firms should ask where should we communicate these messages. So they make media decisions. And at the last stage, firms will decide on timing. So they will ask when do we make these communications? It is the timing decisions actually. Okay. Now let's start with the first here. You can see them as well. Let's start with the first question or first decision. Who is our target audience? Most firms will reply this question as, of course, our customers. But there are people staying at their hotels or using their services. But also there are other people who may want to stay in one day in the future. Their prospects. or another audience is their personnel. Actually, you will remember that we accept employees as our internal audiences, internal customers, according to the internal marketing concept. Firms have to design different messages for different different segments. The YouTube video that prepared by the employees of GV Marriott Ankara was also related to this audience. Or let me say that employees were the first target audience here, and the song was chosen very carefully and purposefully. In my opinion, GV wanted to show how its staff are happy and having fun rather than working. And why did they release this video? I say they, since it's not only Ankara Hotel, because other Marriotts also uploaded these types of happy videos all around the world. But there are others, maybe to attract talented employees, to be chosen by the most talented, passionate workers, etc. And they may also want to send a message to their target market here, to their patrons, regular guests and prospects or possible guests, let's say. That message is how their staff is happy in the hotel and how their possibility to be happy is alike. Remember service profit chain model, and in Turkish hizmetkar zinciri modeli, you will remember. Happy personnel, happy staff may not guarantee actually happy customers, but definitely it will affect their intentions, their decisions, behaviors, attitudes, etc. After determining different audiences or targets, at the second step, company should specify its objectives. As you will remember, there are three main objectives of any promotional activity: to inform, to persuade, and to remind. A firm can also want to educate customers or shape their attitudes, behaviors, and they may also want to, build long-term relationships. And there are also strategical and tactical level objectives to be determined. Strategic objectives are related to building brand equity. You will remember it, which means brand value derived from customer perceptions. Türkçesi marka denkliydi, hatırlarsınız. Apart from brand equity, brand positioning and repositioning the brand are other strategic objectives at this stage. And there are also tactical objectives. These objectives can be integrated into three stages of service consumption process. You will remember. So sorry. Okay. So you will remember that we talked about consumer behavior before, and the three stages of consumer behavior or decision making: pre-purchase, purchase, or here actual service encounter stage, as you can see, and the post-purchase stages. You will remember pre-purchase stage represents customers needed to take a holiday or occupied with searching for information. So company or a destination should focus triggering a need, gets its service into the evoked or consideration sets, and reducing perceived risks, etc. And during the service encounter stage or purchase stage, let's say, customers are on site and at the service place, at the hotel, in the hotel, or at the destination. Therefore, firms have to focus on improving quality, perceptions, and helping them to use the services much more effectively, informing them about their extra services and encouraging them to eat, drink, or use upper level services, etc. And at the post-counter stage, this stage represents customers after leaving the service place, leaving the destination, hotel, airport, etc. The main focus here on shaping their satisfaction and quality evaluations. Since some researchers found that these evaluations were being adjusted afterwards. And also firms should encourage word-of-mouth communications. And of course, the final point for each firm is to gain, loyal customers, gain their loyalties. And at the third stage, or third step, let's say here, firms should be aware of the challenges of service communications, and companies should find ways to overcome these difficulties and communicate their services better. Actually, the biggest challenge for the service firms stems from its nature. One of its characteristics, one of the characteristics of the services, intangibility. I mean, we haven't discussed before. But intangibility itself also creates some problems. As I remember, we talked about the quality decisions, its effects about quality, or how it affects the quality evaluations. But here we have 4 problems caused by from intangibility. They are abstractness, generality, non-searchability, and mental impability. Türkçelerini zaten az çok tahmin edersiniz ama soyutluk, belirsizlik, araştırılamazlık, önceden incelenemezlik gibi değerlendirilebilir. Diğeri de algılanamazlık. To overcome abstractness, marketers can capture and show typical customers benefiting from the service. I don't remember if I ever mentioned, but for a long time, hotels or destinations promote their services or places without human appearance. There were, I guess you might remember, there were empty amenities on the brochures or in the videos. It is important finding evidence on the service quality and also finding evidence on what we are looking for, like neat and helpful staff, a warm and clean environment. Especially during these Corona days, people want to be convinced about the hygiene and the safety of the service place. I guess I didn't put it here, but Emirates, for example, keeps flying these days and start to make Corona tests before flights. It takes 15 minutes to get the results. Okay, if there are physical objects that will show firm services, abstractness might not be a problem. For an airline company, these objects are airline seats, flight attendants, and cabin service. For a hotel company, for a hotel, it is its rooms, restaurant, environment, location, etc. But still, firms need to overcome generality issue by delivering subjective. Here you can see subjective objective or subjective claim. Claims or messages or both. To be objective, a company can use statistics by system documentation and performance documentation. For example, Sun Express here can display its aircrafts. Here you can see some of its claims. The company emphasized that with 72 aircraft, It is the one of the most modern fleets in Europe. Sun Express can also give detailed performance documentation, such as how many passengers were carried last year, last month, week, or approximate check-in duration. And Emirates can give evidence, by 15 minutes tests and documents showing how often they clean their planes. Hilton Hotels here also started to use similar evidence these days. Group announces new Clean Stay program here to keep guests cleaner and safer, but also emphasize that its hotels teamed up with Mayo Clinic to reduce the risk that their guests feel.